Drea.
Drea O.
Drea O.
Drea O.
Drea O. Drea O.
I'm from Chicago and
I'm with Drea O right now.
Drea O. Drea O.
Beautiful Drea O.
I'm with my girl Drea O.
And she everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go.
It's everywhere you go. It's crazy.
Chicago. My city is hurting right now. Within the last 4 months, we've lost two of Chicago's biggest hip-hop figures, FBG Duck and King Von. We've tried everything. Stop the violence rallies, peace walks, community town halls. But today, we talk with the mothers. I sat down with FBG Duck's mom, Tooka's mom, Lil Mister's mom, and Ray Ray's mom to talk about the pain of a mother and how this violence is all too real.
My name is Danielle. I'm from the south side of Chicago. Antoine Fields, AKA Little Mister, is my son.
My name is Dominique. I'm from the south side of Chicago. My son is Shondell Gregory, AKA Tooka.
My name is Lasheena, and my son's name is Carlton Weekly, also known as FBG Duck.
My name is Vaddy T. Weekly, and I'm from Chicago, Illinois, the south side. And I am the mother of Ray Ray, Revante Anderson.
Mr. was 25 years old. He was murdered 3/15/19 at approximately 6 o'clock.
Shondell was 15 years old when he got killed. He was standing on the bus stop, coming home from school, like a normal child supposed to. On January the 12th, 2011, I got a call from him at 6:08 telling me he was on his way home, and I got a call from a detective at 6:14 telling me my son was dead.
Carlton Weekly passed August 4th, 2020. Around 4 o'clock, he was downtown shopping at one of the most prestigious places in Chicago. It's a tourist site, the Gold Coast. And he was shopping, doing what regular citizens do, and was ambushed by two cars who shot him down like a dog in the street, and he was murdered.
My son made his transition when he was 14 years old. It was a Tuesday when he went to bed, but it was Wednesday morning when we tried to wake him up. And when his siblings went to wake him up, he didn't respond.
How do you feel when you see the impact of your son and the name Tooka?
Well, it depends on which impact you're talking about, because I love the positive impact. It's the negative impact that I don't like. It's because my son was 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? How could y'all get a person who was named, he got his nickname from the hospital. They called him Attitude. I shortened it up for Tooka because everybody didn't want to keep saying Attitude, so we called him Tooka. So, I mean, I don't get how that they can feel so intimidated by someone who's 15 years old and want to take a person and be making it to a strand of weed. Or like, how could you go from smoking on Tooka to, I mean, where did that come from? Who smokes on a dead person?
How do you feel when you hear people say they're smoking on your son, Tooka?
Oh, makes me upset. It makes me upset because, I mean, where do the level of disrespect stop? He's already dead. He's not here to do nothing to nobody. He can't intimidate nobody. So, I mean, what is the intimidation coming from? I don't get it. I mean, people are just so cruel out here in this world. I don't understand how people could be so cruel. And he was only 15 years old. My son been dead 10 years. And it's like, I still can't get no type of lenient from nowhere, because every time you turn around, if it's like the upcoming ones, it's the industry, people that's already in the industry, and they don't even know my son. They're just going off of something somebody else said about my son. And it's not fair. It's not fair. And that's why I'm here today, because it's not fair. I'm going to be my son's voice. I begged from day one when my son got killed that I didn't want no retaliation, no none of this. But yet, and still, it's like, it's just ongoing, and I just want it to stop. I just want it to stop. I just want us to come together as one.
Girl, it hurts me. It hurts me to the core because they're children, okay? Once played before, they all of them are linked in some form or fashion. I don't care how you look at it, who you know, what you know, why you. When I tell you these children, and that's because Chicago is like a little Mississippi. We all are in tune with one another. The kids, the steps there, you know, we started, of course I started young having my children. So my friends, everybody, kids growing up together, but then we broke off. So when we broke off, and again, you got to know that this all was designed. It was all designed. It was all designed. I'm here to tell you, when they knocked them buildings down and started scouting us and putting us, they separated us and made us think that we were enemies. You couldn't go without a bread and butter. I ain't never went hungry. Not in the projects. I'm from 4525 South State Street, baby. You hear me? I ain't never go hungry. Not never. Because where we come from, if I eat, you gonna eat too. Thank you. Period. And we fought. So, I haven't seen a real good fight in ages. I'm talking about ages. And I had asked a young man, one day we were sitting on the porch at a gathering for one of my friends who had just got deceased. He went off to the lake, drowned, however. But as we were standing there, this big guy walked past, and they was messing with Zay. They say, Zay, dude to get at you. Zay like, man, I ain't finna fight that nigga. That nigga big. I said, Zay, how you know you not gonna win if you don't stand up? I said, put them dukes up, boy, and go get that nigga all you can. He was like, shit, I'm going to get my gun. I said, no, I'm going to take you to the gym tomorrow. And me and Zay went to the gym, and Zay was like, I didn't release so much energy, Danielle, thank you. I said, you know what? We're going to put the guns down and pick the gloves up. You know, fight. Because y'all going to be friends tomorrow. And that's where a lot of that beef come from. It escalate. Because in the beginning, they'll fight, tussle, get all their little stuff on out the way, and then they'll be cool the next day. We don't have that. We can't be cool the next day because y'all didn't, the golden rule, pull that damn gun out. It's sickening. It's sad. It's sad. It has to stop.
What I'm trying to establish now is a roundtable to bring all the moms together who has lost their children due to the violence, due to the stigma that everybody has on Chicago with the smoking the dead people and disrespecting the dead. Hopefully this movement would stop that and show people's real talent. Because if people stop dying, they won't have nothing to rap about if they're rapping about drill music. So we need to show our talents, other ways, the talents that we know we have. It shouldn't take nobody to die for you to diss them to get leverage or accolades. It never made sense to me.
What made you decide that you wanted to make the jackets for the mothers?
Making the jackets for the mothers started in prison. I ran into a family member of Lil Durk, and he introduced me to Newski mom, Vita, and that's when the jackets kind of started, like, from prison. Kind of like, that was the passion behind the mothers. But once I got out, I got to seeing all of the, like, the heartache, the passion that they got for their sons, but we don't understand what a mother feels. And I always wanted to like sit down and talk with them and make something for them, and so they can like explain like within their own personal heart on how they feel about especially when they getting disrespected and stuff like that. So the round table is real serious because it's like it's part of the future right now. It's like nobody ever thought about listening to the mothers.
What up, everybody? It's your girl, Drea. And as you know, I'm everywhere you go. And right now I'm in Chicago, and this is a very special piece. This is very close to my heart. We are doing a roundtable right now with some very important mothers that really, really, really need to be heard right now. There's a lot going on in our city, and I feel like this piece is very important. But I think a lot of people will be surprised to know that you guys knew each other growing up.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people don't even realize how real this is. Like, this is real life, and there's real pain.
Not a game, yes. See, because the internet think it's a game. They think it's funny. They get enjoyment. They get pleasure out of our pain. But I'm expressing my pain to everybody to let them know we tired of hurting. And I don't want to see nobody else innocent child.
Because I heard you speak on that with King Von. I heard you say that no mother should go through and see that. That was honorable mention.
Because it's a pain.
Yeah.
It's a pain, and you wouldn't want to put you wouldn't even want to imagine a mother
But see,
experiencing it.
Right.
I saw my grandmother go through the loss of losing her first child.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
And I was 11 years old. And I saw the strength in my granny, y'all, because I couldn't understand.
She was so kind.
And for me, when I lost my favorite uncle, I was 11. That's the first time I ever felt the pain of losing somebody I love. And I looked at the strength in my grandmother, man. And now I'm hearing it from all my aunties. And I wish that I can believe that I can even stick my toe in her shoes. I couldn't imagine comparing myself
To her baby.
But you got her blood, baby.
Her baby.
And that's now I know. You just gave me the answer to the question that I was gonna ask you. How do you do it? Because I do have a son that's gone, and you have children that's gone, and still able to stand strong. You know, so I commend you for that, and I've always wanted to give you that hug that I gave you. I always, just on the way here, was like, I would like to meet Tooka mom. And then standing here before you looking at me like, what school you went to? Like, I know you. I know that face. And there it is right there on how you never know. My saying is, you know where you come from. You never know where you're going. That's why you got to be in good grace with people and stay grounded. Right. And this here prove facts that we can come together and show unity and do what we have to do.
But it just can't be us. They got to be coming from both ends.
But Lasheena and Danielle, I want to bring a piece, and I want to piggyback on how everyone knew each other. Not only am I Ray Ray's mom for the health part of the round table, but I'm also a Chicago natural stylist. When I say a Chicago natural hairstylist, that means I've done these guys' hair. These drill rappers have been my clients for over 2 and 3 years, loyal clients. I'm talking about supporting black businesses, bring it back. But if we can have a platform where we can give our sons a chance, nothing will stand before that. Give our boys a chance to articulate their talent.
It's all about that talent, for real.
It's about black businesses. It's about making Chicago great again. Right. There's no Chirac. We probably had to live through a lot of violence, but that was just to make it. That's not our end result. We want better. And we feel this round table will grab it right where it needs to be. We're not leaning on, we need support for black business. We need support at this round table, but we know we have to take our community back by force. And that's where the round table became activated.
Just like your son, when he came out with the song Legends. Gave everybody that respect. Gave everybody. This song, listen to me. Duck, listen to me, man. Listen, that was beautiful right there. And this is where, you know, sometimes those, you know, you're always battling that right and wrong, you know, that evil and that bad type of deal. But when he came out with that Legends, you know what I'm saying, that solidified the characters of these guys. These are young men that he was actually honoring.
When I saw G Herbo was the first one to comment on Duck's video when he dropped it. And if I can recall, his comment was like, y'all, this is insane.
Jay, let me tell you something. I just stood in my kitchen today and spoke on that young man.
Oh, G Herbo?
Didn't I?
We spoke earlier about his positive movement.
He know he know.
Because we heard that we're regular people. His grandmother or mom, substitute teacher. Come on, you talk.
She was one of my daughter's teachers.
Our students, our children, we're the mothers. Let's continue to come together. Back to you, Danny.
Yeah, I just had to touch bases on that for her to even say that about the song. You said like when he first made the song
and dropped it
on Instagram. I just
G
said
Herbo
today G Herbo is like awesome because his movement, and I hope he don't get swindled into what's got, you know.
I doubt it. He's saying like he got a good
head, and that's what I just said.
Yeah,
I just said that. He's
you mentioned that it came from his raising.
And then
you put it together. You found out that about his raising, and then we were able to put it together.
I said that's why he moved the way he moved. And I literally, again, I asked that question in my mind.
It matters.
Because he just a tad bit different, and I noticed that over the years. But over this last year, I believe it was just a total conversion. Like, I want to say, like, maybe when Juice WRLD passed or whatever.
Rest in peace to Juice WRLD.
Rest in peace, Juice WRLD. When he passed, I seen something with that PTSD. My son was like, why you listening to him?
I love that.
Listening to him, you know?
I shared it. I actually paid to scream it.
It's real.
I
actually paid to scream.
Listen to me. These are...
Since I've been diagnosed with PTSD, I had to listen
we all are touched, honey. You just got to know how to deal with
it. So, how did you guys feel when you heard the news that we lost another one, King Von?
Let me add on to that.
I want to say something on that too.
Yeah, this is neutral ground and all that. This young man was like, I'm talking about it, almost like just hopping on stars. He just moving to the next plateau, and he got a good voice. He had the voice, the acting, he had the whole camera type of thing. But when it comes to young superstars, young ones, and this guy was 26 years old that passed away. These guys got to understand that talent is over everything when you in that field right now.
Right before King Von passed, rest in peace, there was a direct conflict with him saying that he resolved a situation with your son, FBG Duck. And I know it was a lot going on there. How did you feel when you heard that he was murdered in Atlanta?
I couldn't believe it. I didn't see that for him. I saw a totally different outcome for that young man. Okay, I didn't see him because he left Chicago to get away from this stuff, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. You say?
He left Chicago to get away from here. And apparently he was doing all the right things. When my son left here, I wasn't like really, I was like just consumed with how to deal with that. And people probably gonna dislike me for what I'm about to say, but I ain't never sugarcoated shit I did or said. I'm very outspoken. That's one of my characters about me. Sheena gonna tell you the real. Sheena got a little secrets, but her life is an open book. Like if I could tell you about it, and you can take it and you can have it, That's your mess now. It's off my back. So if you want it, you can have it.
Word.
But it felt like I literally lost my son all over again. I felt sick, man. I felt sick. And the reason I felt sick, because I sympathized with his mother. They dogged my son on the internet trail. But the way they doing this baby, I don't approve of it. I don't agree with it. He has kids. He has family who genuinely loved him in spite of whatever he had going on. He was human. He probably felt he did what he had to do to get his family out the hood, to feed his family. Whatever the reason was. I just can't believe. Because the difference with me because I never looked at the video of Duck. And the reason his case is ongoing. So I have yet to see the video of my son being shot down. But to actually see that baby shot down like that and he was fighting, I can't imagine his mama. I can't imagine the way his mama feeling. Like, I know exactly how she feeling. My son video was a video of him alive with over 20 bullets in him, still trying to get up off that ground. How cruel can you be to make fun of something like that? It wasn't no video of him getting shot. It was the video of him still alive with all them shots at him. I saw that baby video.
Definitely, it was definitely tough to see. It was definitely tough to see, for real.
And the blatant disrespect, like the internet is the devil.
Yeah.
It is evil.
Not just
I
the
can't even
internet,
post
it's
a
the
live
media,
video
it's the radio
without somebody
stations, it's all that.
taking
Yes.
my life and adding it to their own. Capitalizing on me and my son.
I hate that it got to be under these circumstances, but I'm kind of glad that I had this opportunity because I've been trying to get this opportunity for 10 whole years, and then nobody listen.
What do you want the industry to know? And what do you want the entertainment industry to know? What do you want other rappers that have brought up your son's name to know?
Tooka is a whole person. It's not no strand of weed. He should be remembered as no strand of weed. He have a mother. He have family out here. You know what I'm saying? He have people that love him dearly out here. So all this stuff y'all talking about, y'all smoking on Tooka and dissing him, you can't dance with the devil and expect God to forgive you. You can't do that. It's either or.
For you, I really want to know how you feel because your son Tooka has taken on
the most disrespect and abuse Chicago or anybody else could dish out.
And he was just...
and he was only 15 years old, but it's still a pain I wouldn't wish on nobody parent. I wouldn't wish nobody mama go through no death from no child, no nothing, because when does it stop? I mean, he made a diss track, and somebody dissing him. Like, when does the dissing and the drill music stop? When would they accept their real potentials that they have behind these vocals that they really have?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And you don't gotta diss nobody to be famous or get your point across about nobody.
Unless they relevant. Unless that's all you know how to do.
I just don't understand it.
It's a button pusher.
Right. Yep.
Because if people really want to know, like for him to be the forefront of this strand of weed, or all the rappers who never known him to be.
I know people don't even know that Tooka is a real person.
Not a real person. Tooka is a 15-year-old victim of Chicago's gun violence.
Yes. Yeah.
15 years old.
But he definitely exists. He definitely real. It's not no rules. None of you blow up in the air. You don't blow no O's or Tooka in no air. He's a whole human being that somebody gave birth to. You know what I'm saying?
In the Urban Dictionary, he's a real person.
Definitely. And the way they just keep putting his name in this stuff, like I said, it's been 10 years I've been trying to get this opportunity, and it's like, woo, Jesus.
They cry before we walk, baby. Took us 50 years to get the first black president. We ain't gonna hope it take us that long to get this stuff together.
But I'm just glad that I have other mothers who feel the pain that I'm feeling, that's willing to accept me with open arms. Like, you know what, forget it. Everybody don't hate your son. We love your son, and we gonna show you by showing you love. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
that's what keeps me motivated. And being here at this round table, yes.
How did you feel as a mother hearing that another Chicago artist was murdered?
It was heartbreaking. It's sad. You know, it's the continuing cycle, you know. Death right now today, honestly, I can't sit here and tell you something different. I didn't feel anything because it's so common right now. You know, it makes you numb. It's just like, oh, okay. And then tomorrow, like we're sitting here, but they're sparking it up right now somewhere on the internet, waiting on the next one. You know, the cousin, because somebody got to be blamed for it. And it's clear if you see what took place. But I can assure you something ugly still gonna come behind it. And that's when it needs to stop and be shown. Right. So my heart goes out to the family, because I wish this on not nobody, not my worst enemy, you know. And it's just a sad case. It's sad. It's heartbreaking. It's sad because they all family. We all are family.
All, yes.
And
one way
to
another, we are connected.
We all are family.
Yeah.
And it's heartbreaking to even continue to hear this young lady 10 years. 10 years. And here it is, I'm a year in. It's gonna still be more to come. We need to stop it. I hope they see this and say, they don't want their mama sitting right here. Trust me, you don't want them. They hurting the family. They gone.
Yeah,
it's the family, the siblings. You know, their friends. These people are loved. You know, and I see on the internet with this with King Von, he was well loved.
Yeah, he was
well loved, well talented. You know what I'm saying? Why you couldn't do something a little bit different? You know, and again it. If I could have done something different with Mr., you know, and I needed help. I had him when I was a child. I'm a full-blown grown woman. Things happen in life. It's not peaches and cream, you know. But if I could, and I can't, turn the hands of time back, we can't do that. But what I can do is moving forward is make sure my children and the remaining kids that's out here that want to do better, do better.
Right.
Give them another outlet.
Somebody else's child. There's somebody else's child here this measure. So therefore they can decide to go another way and not down the same path that we had lost our children to.
Right. We're not okay with losing no black man that can have a chance to be our provider, our caregiver, our protector, because that's who we're raising them to be. Yes, they love the streets, but we want them to know they gotta take care of home first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
It's about home.
That's right. Me losing my mom at such an early age, I always got my kids ready for if I was to leave this world before them. I
That's
never
one
got
thing I never
myself
taught my
prepared
kids.
if I was to lose one of my kids. You know what I'm saying?
No, they say something about that.
I
They
never
say,
did, so that I had to exactly.
if you lose your husband.
That's why I think I took it so hard.
For the ones who lose their kids. Yes, you know, there's no way to really express that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if a person lose their wife, they're a widower, right? And, you know, if a kid lose their parent, they're a motherless child, right?
But if you lose your child, what does that make you?
Right.
Is what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Ain't
And
no
we
disgrace
trying to
in that
heal.
because that's not how God intended it.
Exactly.
We're not supposed to outlive our kids.
Exactly. So it's no name for that because that's not how we were designed.
How do you guys feel, or what do you want the 15-year-old, 16-year-old teenage boys and girls that love the culture, that listen to the music, that hop online and jump in the comments and push the idea of violence? Like, what do you want them to know about this being real life?
You live
I
by
think
the
they-
sword, you die by the sword.
And if you stay in school, you will be educated to make some decisions. You will have wisdom. You know, some of these kids couldn't go to school because of violence.
Right.
Some of my boys dropped out of 8th grade because they couldn't go to school.
Yeah, 'cause it was
We
inside
have to turn
neighborhoods
our
and stuff
schools
like that.
around. In our community, we got turnaround schools to give our youth a chance.
They shut
But we
schools
check the
down.
whole administration out and we didn't leave nobody but the lunchroom staff.
You can just be or live in a certain area and you can automatically be labeled and not necessarily have to even run with that group. So you got to think of, it's just hard for a black African American child to grow up on the right path and trying to do the right thing. But
So much is stacked up against them.
That's how we live
So
against
much
us.
negative
When we
influence.
first moved over there on 64th in St. Lawrence, my son went to Park Manor.
Park Manor is why
All the
I'm
way
saying
down
school
on
I went to.
71st.
We had to walk. I walked my son to school every morning because the bus station that I was working at was like right there on 63rd and Prairie, all town bus base. I walked my son to that bus stop every day to make sure him and his little sister got on the bus to go to school. When it was time for them to come home, I'd stand on that bus stop, wait for them to come home. Now, this is what it get tricky at because we new in the neighborhood. We don't know nobody nothing. We walking them over there by Parkway. He from St. Lawrence. We walked away. He come back from King Drive, not St. Lawrence. He from Parkway.
See?
It was like it was a no-win.
And I'm confused why he ain't go to McCosh. Why you have to take him all the way? Look at me, that's a horrible.
I went to M.O.P. Now my
All
kids
right,
went to
she went to
M.O.P.
Parkway. That's 71st. You on 64th, McCosh right here on 66. So again, out the district and putting you right in harm's way. So yeah.
And what is the beef for everybody that's kind of trying to understand? Like, what is?
It's so stupidity. It's nothing but stupidity. We used to
It's
fight for
all
something.
over disrespecting the dead. I feel, and they feel, it'll never stop. It's too much blood shed.
Yeah, it can.
I feel like it will stop. Like if we just keep coming together and pushing the positive words out there to get up in these people's heads.
I was put in a position to be across the room from Big Dirk, from Lil Durk's dad. And we talked because this was before Von's death, this was before Duck's death. Me and Dirk's father sat across right from each other. We exchanged numbers and I went to him as, what can we do about getting our kids together, man, to stop this bullshit?
Wow.
Mentor.
Now, I don't know his mom. First thing he said, Big Dirk said, well, you need to call his mama because he listen to her. He'll listen to anything she say. That was a good thing. They do. They listen to their mama.
Listen to their mothers. I'm telling you, they listen to their mothers.
You see what I'm saying?
My mama coming, you already
They
know.
listen to their mothers.
You gotta tell me.
But the mothers gotta be on the same positive insight.
Yeah.
Because it's over with. We ain't getting them kids back we lost, y'all. Let's try to
Another
save
kid a
some.
chance. We can give another kid a chance that's still here.
Can we save
We're the
some more
voice for the kids that's still
I know
here.
I'm gonna say the narrow time of Jefferson.
We're the voice for the kids that's still here.
Can we say something? Can we
Bring
show these
self-awareness.
kids that Chicago is really where it's at?
Chicago is amazing.
Beautiful. I'm a traveler. I've been all over
Like,
the world.
and there's no
Lady,
place-
You travel.
Yeah, I do.
You know ain't no place like the Shack, baby.
That's why I always come
I'm
home.
telling you, always come back.
So we just need to get
Yeah.
do something about it. And anybody still want to be out there negative, still promoting the
Leave
dumb
'em.
shit.
Leave them.
Leave 'em
We don't
alone.
have no, and I don't.
They got
I
a
don't
special
have
place
no-
in here
I
for
don't
people like that. They got a special place because ain't no entity
I don't
event
entertain
is
it. I don't do nothing.
than God.
Then love, and God is love.
Yeah.
All the time, all around the
Love.
world.
And I have to ask, how did you feel as well, especially with all the direct conflict that everyone was sending towards your son that's been gone for 10 years?
Well, I wouldn't wish that pain on his mama, nobody mama, because your child is something you birthed in this world. God gave us these kids. He left us these kids, and I appreciate the 15 years he let me
Come
my
on,
son.
man.
I mean, it was such a blessing, such a joy that 15 years I had with my son, but for somebody to take my son's name and mimic it, I wouldn't do nobody like that. I wouldn't wish nobody on that, because we all are human. We all deal with stuff on our daily basis with this thing called life. But how could you take someone's life and then want to get rewarded for it? Then you want to get props and what they call it, clout, for disrespecting the dead and stuff like that. I don't condone to it. That's why I stay back in the cut, because my mentality is not that good. And I have other things I have to focus on, and that's what keep me strong and keep me going. Because I know that my son won't want me to be like that. He won't want me to be like that at all. He want me to be happy. He will want me to, be doing what I'm doing, be his voice. You know what I'm saying? Don't be trying to be spiteful and do stuff, and, you know what I'm saying, just to get back at somebody. My son wasn't raised like that. So if he was still here, he'd probably be like, Mama, we ain't on that. We're going to let God deal with this. Because that's this bigger than all of us. At the end of the day, when our judgment day and whoever took my son's life, judgment day come. That's what we got to answer to, God. I'm not the one to judge nobody.
Amen to that.
My son is just like they say, where it started from. So why wouldn't I want to be here as a part of this movement? I feel that if I step up and let my voice be heard for these other parents, then maybe some of this stuff will stop, so they can see from my point of view of how I feel about the diss music and stuff like that of my son.
And I came up with this name, M.O.P, because we got to do a lot of cleaning up in our city. And M.O.P stands for Mothers of Peace. So I just want to show the world, the fans, anybody who loved my son and respected my son in or out the industry, that us as mothers suffer and endure the same pain. It's no different. It's unbearable. I know it is for me. And to even think about the fact that these kids are into it with each other, and some of them are related. Like, I think blood thicker than mud all day long.
Right.
And I wouldn't care what side my blood was on, couldn't nothing make me go against him or her.